What's going on, everybody? Almost Counts Collectibles here, and welcome to another video. Now, in this video, I was going through some boxes. I'm getting stuff out, putting it where it goes. We're setting up a new gaming area, an area to watch our, old VHS tapes and just kind of hang out. And I'm finally getting around to going through some boxes, and I came across these three boxes. Now, once I took the lids off and I realized what was in these, I thought it would be kind of cool to video and go through these boxes with you guys, because there's some really cool stuff in here. My retro gamers, I think you guys are going to enjoy some of the stuff that's in these boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and move this camera. We'll go through these boxes one at a time, and we will check out some of the old stuff that is in these boxes that I've had since I was a kid. There might be some newer stuff. I know this is kind of newer that was placed in these boxes during a couple moves, but for the most part, the stuff has stayed in these boxes for years. And I'm finally getting around to unboxing things. Hopefully this is the last time that we have to move for a long time. We've moved quite a few times, but hopefully I can go ahead and get established. I'm unboxing all of my old stuff. I'm displaying things to finally start enjoying them. So let's go ahead and check out what's in these boxes. All right, now that I've got you guys a little bit closer, we're gonna go through this first box. And this first box actually has a lot of my old boxes from like my Nintendo 64 games and some Super Nintendo games and stuff I bought brand new back in the day. And I was pretty careful how I opened my stuff. So right here we have a perfect dark Nintendo 64 box. The box is in great shape. It still has the plastic on it. I only cut a little slit here at the end to open it and get the game out of there. This should still have all of the inserts and everything inside of it, the manual, and it does. I never took this stuff out of the box. So this right here is just some of the really cool stuff that I love going back and finding as I'm unboxing things, is just my old stuff from when I was a kid. And this right here, like I said, we have a perfect dark Nintendo 64 box in, I'm not going to say perfect condition, but pretty close. So we've got that. We have my Super Nintendo cartridge of Killer Instinct. Now you can see right here, this has a price tag of $4.99. That's what I paid for this, brand new, at a store, a little bit after Super Nintendo was kind of becoming a thing of the past. I'm pretty sure by this point Nintendo 64 was out. I picked this up for $5. And once again with this one, I pretty much just opened the end right here to take the game out. The box, it still has the hanger right here on the back. For $5, guys. I mean, if we could only go back and buy like every copy they had of this and keep it sealed, right? But I'm pretty sure the game is even still in here. It's got all the inserts. It's got a poster. There's the manual, and there is the black cartridge of Killer Instinct. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out a little bit so you guys can see it. There it is. I'm not gonna take this all the way out. Now, this actually came with a music CD, like a soundtrack to Killer Instinct. And here is that Killer Instinct soundtrack. Still has the plastic on it. It had 15 tracks on the actual CD, music by Rare. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this back in here just to keep it complete. But this is a complete minty copy of Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. There we go. Now that should be 100% complete in box like the day that it was opened. Really cool stuff. I love going through this stuff and finding this stuff again, guys. We have a box of Turok Rage Wars. This does not have the plastic on it. The game is not in there. It's actually on my shelf. We've got a South Park poster. We've got the instruction booklet. We've got all the inserts. This should be 100% complete as well. So we have Turok Rage Wars. All right, looks like we have some manuals. So this is a Nintendo. Oh no, it's not. It's got all of them on there. This is Gravity Games Bike. Some kind of little advertisement slip there. We've got an old Super Nintendo instruction booklet of Tasmania. I have this game. Wheel of Fortune, the deluxe edition. I don't currently have a copy of this. Pretty sure my older sister has that. She also had Super Ghouls and Ghosts, so I don't have that game. I have the manual. She also took the Mario games for Super Nintendo, so there's All-Stars, Super Mario Kart, just a bunch of instruction booklets. The original Super Mario, this one's a little worse for wear. Top Gear, I do have this game. Krusty's Super Funhouse. You want to talk about one of the most annoying games to play. I remember playing this game. I loved The Simpsons. I was super excited to get this game, and I kind of regretted it because the game was extremely hard. It was extremely frustrating. It got just very annoying. And I remember just getting like, I don't know, a grudge against this game and kind of wishing that I had bought a different one or at least rented it before I bought it. But Krusty's Super Funhouse, I don't think I have this anymore, but I have the instruction booklet for it. All right, right here we have WCW NWO Revenge. A great wrestling game on the Nintendo 64, probably only second best to WWF No Mercy. This was like, I think, the first wrestling game that I actually got that caused me to kind of fall in love with the N64 wrestling games and ultimately led to me buying No Mercy and kind of never looking back. But WCW NWO Revenge, box is in really good shape, still has the plastic. I still have this game. It is not in here, but all of the inserts and everything should be in here. Oh, unfortunately, the manual got a little crinkled there at the end, but it's probably never been removed from the box. We've got all of the inserts that came with it, even the original little sleeve that the cartridge, I think, was in, and everything but the game, pretty much. I'm just going to slide this back down in there. Actually, I'm not going to take the time to do that. I'm just going to set it aside. All right, we have Battle Tanks Global Assault. The box here, once again, has the plastic on it. Still has an original price tag, $19.99 there on the front. And this should have all of the inserts and everything inside of it here. If I can carefully open this without damaging the box. That's why these boxes are so kind of expensive and hard to find, is because kids, when they got a game, they wanted to play that game. A lot of the times kids would just destroy these boxes, opening it up to pull the game out and just throw it away. So here we have the booklet. Oh, we've got another really big booklet in here, some kind of catalog. We're Here to Play 1999 product catalog. So there's like a whole nother thick little book in there on top of the manual. So that's pretty cool. All right, we got Clay Fighter for the Super Nintendo. Now this game should be in here, I think. Yeah, it sure is. So the game is in there. The manual is in there, and I think that's it. It's missing the actual cardboard insert that holds the game, but it's got the box, the game, and the manual. I don't know if I bought this game brand new or if I bought it used back in the day, because it wasn't like me to throw that kind of stuff away. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if I bought that new or not. We've got Super Off-Road. This was a really fun game. I played this game a lot when I was a kid, and this should have everything in it as well. So this one has the game, it's got the insert, it's got the instruction booklet. There might be some other stuff in there. I'm not going to pull it all out, but I'm pretty sure I bought that game brand new. All right, I still have more boxes in here. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So I got South Park. I still have this game. This has still got the plastic on it, so this box is in amazing shape. I can hear the manuals and everything inside, so I'm not going to keep pulling everything out. I'm just kind of going to show you guys what I got here. We've got Pokemon Snap. I remember the day that I got this. I loved Pokemon Snap. I rented it a ton. And then when Blockbuster, you know, they always had a bin in the middle where they sold games. I got this pre-owned for, I think it was like $5. It was less, it was $9.99 originally, but it was all like marked out. Before that, it was $14.99, then $9.99. Pretty sure it was like $5.99 I got this game for. Came with the box. It was all wrapped up. I'm going to open this one because, yeah, it's got everything in there. It's got the manual. It's got the little cardboard cartridge insert. So I have Pokemon Snap. This is my original Zelda box from back in the day. I know I said I wasn't going to open these, but I'm going to get protectors to put these in and actually try to display them. I can feel everything in there. I know the game's not in there because it's on my shelf. We got WWF Attitude, $2.96 at Walmart. Brand new Nintendo 64 game. Now, WWF Attitude wasn't that great of a game, but can you imagine the day when brand new sealed 64 games were less than $3 on the shelf at Walmart? Right here, the king of all wrestling games on Nintendo 64, and the king compared to a lot of wrestling games even today. WWF No Mercy, awesome box, all the inserts and everything in there. I can hear them. Right here, we've got, I'm gonna have to move this stack. Hold on. We have another brand new, almost perfect box of Top Gear Overdrive for 64. Still have the original plastic on the outside. I just opened the end. It's got everything in there. The game is currently over there on my shelf, so the game is not in there, but I do have it. So Top Gear, I really liked this game. I remember playing this. This game, I remember getting stressed out by this game a lot because the sense of speed in this game was unlike anything at least I had experienced up to that point. When you started going fast in this game, like you were going fast, and to stay in first place and to beat a lot of those maps and unlock the secret cars and the tracks and everything, it was nerve-wracking because one mistake could cost you the race in some cases. And I just remember having a lot of fun with this game. I'm going to have to go back and play it and see how it holds up today. But I remember being on the edge of my seat playing this game. All right, we got WrestleMania 2000, decent box right here. I can hear all the stuff inside. This game is also over there on my shelf. This was a good wrestling game, but compared to WCW NWO Revenge and No Mercy, to me, it's probably a solid third place behind those two titles, but this was another good wrestling game. It's very similar to those other two, No Mercy obviously being the best, but for some reason, I remember WCW NWO Revenge just enjoying it more. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I just didn't give this the attention that it deserved, but another really, really solid wrestling game. All right, and right here, as you could tell, I was a wrestling fan back in the day. I had pretty much every wrestling game there was at some point for Nintendo 64. And then I had a handful of PlayStation. Even though I didn't have my PlayStation very long, I got it really late in the game. I had your SmackDowns and some of your other WCW games. But Backstage Assault, as a wrestling fan, it was enjoyable. I do remember playing this game, but it just didn't really stack up to the other wrestling titles. But this one right here was another decent experience. I mean, it's worth a play at least some point if you're a wrestling fan and you want to go back and play some of the retro games, but you're not going to enjoy it as much as the other ones. But we have another box here of Backstage Assault. What else do I have in here? Oh, I have one of my knockoff GameCube controllers in here. This is not an official brand, but I remember years ago, I picked up a couple of extra controllers just in case mine ever broke. These weren't that expensive. The Joy, I don't know how well these will hold up. I'll probably have to do reviews and other videos for this kind of stuff. but they weren't that expensive, so we'll see if they withstand some decent playtime in the future if I ever have to use them. And then we have a box, an open flattened box to one of my old 64 Game Sharks. So this was the box that they came in, and right there it shows some of the stuff to access the codes. So we have a Game Shark box. All right, so that was the first box. I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff aside, and we'll go through this other one because it's got more goodies just like this inside of it. All right, box number 2. Now on top of this box, I have a few items. So this is a sealed book from the Elder Scrolls Online. This is the Black Sacrament Ledger. So if you're an Elder Scrolls fan, you know what that is. I'm not going to go too much into that, but I picked this up at some point. I thought it was really cool just to kind of put on the shelf. I've never opened it, but it's the journal inspired by the Dark Brotherhood contract ledgers. It contains 40 pages for you to fill. This is from 2016. So I'm not sure exactly what the inside looks like. I'm not going to open it because this is just for display, but I just thought that was really cool. I also have this that a buddy of mine got me at some point. I forget exactly what it was for back in the day, but they got me this replica. It's like a resin. It's actually pretty heavy, but this is a replica of a Daedric dagger from the Elder Scrolls. So this is really cool. Can't wait to get this put back on my shelf. I really like the Elder Scrolls. I wasn't a super hardcore fan. I did spend an entire summer playing the Elder Scrolls Morrowind on the original Xbox. That was my first Elder Scrolls experience, and I fell in love with Elder Scrolls. I'm not super into the lore and stuff like that like some other people are. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of Elder Scrolls fans out there that know a lot more about the lore and everything than I do, but I just really enjoy the games. Spent a lot of time on Morrowind, played Oblivion, not as much as Morrowind, of course. And then after Oblivion, I played a little bit of Skyrim, but unfortunately, Skyrim came out in a time when I was super busy with work for several years, and I just didn't have time to game. So I know Skyrim is regarded as one of the best Elder Scrolls games ever made, and unfortunately I didn't get to experience that one hardly at all. But then the Elder Scrolls Online came out, and I spent a few years getting back into that, playing it a lot, and I just fell back in love with the Elder Scrolls and started picking up a few little items, and then I don't really play that much anymore either, but really like the Elder Scrolls. All right, we got some more 64 booklets here. We've got Shadows of the Empire from Star Wars. I've got a manual for the Game Shark right here on top. I've got a Nintendo 64 manual for Wave Race 64. That was a really fun game. I've got a Nintendo 64 cleaning kit. So one of my old boxed cleaning kits. This has been opened, but it should have everything down inside of there. All right, right here I have a sealed Game Shark for the 64, still in the container. Now this shell has been opened, but I don't think the Game Shark has ever been opened because I actually have about 4 or 5 of these. 2 of them are over there on my shelf. This was just one, I think, that came with a lot of them that I bought many, many years ago, and I just held on to it for like a display piece. All right, looks like we've got some Pokemon stuff here. We've got some old starter set stuff. We've got the disc right there. Here is my old box. Still have the, like I said, I was pretty careful with my stuff. Pokemon Silver, the box, should have everything inside of it. Obviously, I opened it and played it. This is not sealed. I can hear all the stuff. I'm not going to open that, but I'm going to get this put in a case and display this as well. Still has the plastic on it. And then we've got Pokemon Blue. Box should have everything inside of it. Is this one a little easier? That other one's a little stiffer because the box is so shiny and chromy. But every manual and everything that came with it, every piece of paperwork should be in there. So I got my Pokemon Blue box. I've got a Power Rangers McDonald's communicator in there. Got some old, I believe this was Burger King. Some old of the little cards that actually move and make noise from the Pokemon movie. So we got Lugia and Zapdos there. All right, we got a charging cord of some kind. Probably that's some sort of Game Boy charging cord. And that's been wrapped up so long that the rubber band just kind of disintegrated on there. All right, we got some games. This is Game Boy Advance. We've got Super Mario World 2. We've got Narnia. We've got Monster Truck Madness. We've got Disney Princess, Tetris. Pretty sure these were my wife's. We've got kids cards. And I think that's it for those. So we got some Game Boy Advance games in there. I've got an old memory card case, an off-brand one for the Nintendo 64. How does this open up? See if I can carefully open this up and check it out. Look at that. I'm pretty sure these memory cards are in my case over here that go to this. But this is an old case for off-brand Nintendo 64 memory cards. All right, we got a Game Shark book. This is Prima's authorized Game Shark Pocket Power Guide. Full list of Code Boy 6th edition. Every Game Shark code covers Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Saturn, and Game Boy. Check that out. Look at all of those codes. It's pretty neat. Some of my old VHS tapes. All right, I got Transformers the movie. I remember watching this non-stop. That is awesome. I need to get that on my VHS shelf. And my Space Jam. It's still got that cool silver coin in there that it came with. Another movie. Look at all those inserts and everything still in there. Another movie that I watched on repeat when I got it. Space Jam. All right, we've got, oh, I remember what this is. This is a Nintendo shirt that you got when you bought the Nintendo GameCube. I remember that. And I remember as I was walking away, the person had to kind of like yell at me and run me down to give me this because they forgot to give it to me after I had checked out and everything like that. I bought the Silver Edition GameCube. It's actually over here on my shelf. And this is the free Nintendo shirt that they were giving out, still in the packaging. I never opened it from that GameCube purchase. Oh boy, this takes me back. All right, so this right here, back in the day, before the internet, you pretty much had to write down your codes. This is my custom little folder of, oh, got some drawings in there as well, of codes. I remember going through, oh my gosh, I can't believe I still have this. I remember going through like on Mortal Kombat. I would write down all the characters' moves. Like I would just go in and kind of practice and figure out what did what, and I would write it down. This is an entire written out move list for some of my favorite fighters in Mortal Kombat. And here's more of them. So this is Mortal Kombat 2 characters. I actually had an old little typewriter, and this right here appears to be my attempt to actually type it out on the typewriter. Although it was just quicker for me to write it down, but wow, this really takes me back. More Mortal Kombat stuff. More Mortal Kombat stuff. What else we got? Oh, look at this. This is a little magazine cutout or something I stapled on here. Contra, the Alien Wars, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Off-Road, Spider-Man, Krusty Super Funhouse, Tasmania, Game Boy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Contra, the Alien Wars. All right, we got some drawings here. SNES codes that were typed out, once again, by me. Mortal Kombat, character moves, Mortal Kombat, Tasmania, Off-Road, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I'm just kind of sifting through here to see if there's anything super cool. More like combos or stuff going on here. Invisibility. Wow, that is crazy. Look at this. Game Boy, Nintendo codes. Look at this custom little thing that I made and stapled together. Oh my goodness, look, they're cutouts from, looks like a magazine for games that I must have had or rented or something. Clay Fighter. All right, so basically NCAA basketball. I remember playing that on Super Nintendo. All right, guys, just a bunch of, sorry, that took me down memory lane there. Just a bunch of move sets and codes that I had to write out from when I was a kid. All right, what else we got in here? We've got a Sega Genesis Maximum Carnage. Previously played game, $9.99. So got my Sega game in there. I'll have to pull the Sega out one day. What is this? We've got a worm light for the Game Boy Color, it looks like. Check that out. Plug it in and cast some light there on your screen so you can play. I got some more Sega games. We got Garfield Caught in the Act and Super WrestleMania for Sega. We've got an old Play It CD-ROM. 2-player starter kit for Pokemon. This thing is heavy. Look at all that stuff down in there. It looks like the cards, the counters, everything probably. Probably never even used it. I opened it, looked at it, and set it aside because I never played the game. I just collected the cards. All right, we got VR Troopers. That's going to have to go on the shelf. Primal Rage. Batman Forever on the Sega Genesis. Yep, there it is. Manual, the inserts. Huh. That's crazy. I remember actually getting that. All right, what else do we have in here? We've got, oh, we got the jumper pack for my 64. We got a cleaning cloth. Oh, check this out. Nintendo Mario Cement Factory Game & Watch. I have not seen this thing in many, many years. It's got the little stand here on the back. I remember that. But this is an old Mario game. Has this got a date on it? Let's see. 1983, ladies and gentlemen. 1983. That's crazy. Oh, my old Game Boy case, and it feels like it should be in here. There it is. My old Game Boy. Got a tiny bit of yellowing going on, but it is there. It is complete. Wow, that takes me back. Got a bunch of little manuals and booklets, some old batteries in there. Check out these games. All right, so we got Zen, Mortal Kombat 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Fall of the Foot Clan, Super Mario 2, Oddworld Adventures, and we've got Bart versus the Juggernauts. So those were some of my go-to games back in the day, I guess. I remember playing a couple of those. Oh man, there's so much stuff in here. All right, we've got a, what is this? I think this is a link cable for like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, something like that. We've got a Pokemon case. This is a little bit newer. Oh, we got some games in here. What do we got? We've got F1 Race. And we've got Jeopardy. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Nope, so a little case with a few more Game Boy games in it. Looks like we have another link cable, a purple one. This, I'm pretty sure that's a link cable. If it's not, then go ahead and correct me. Pokemon Red. And the old Game Boy Advanced SP. Game Boy Color with my Pokemon Blue in there. And check this out, still have the box. KB Toys, $79.99. So got the Game Boy and the box. I'm pretty sure this Game Boy was my wife's, because I do not remember buying a purple Game Boy. All right, another, what do we got? Game Boy Advanced SP. The blue one? It looks like a hint of purple, but I'm pretty sure that's definitely blue. We've got a case here. We got a little Tasmania tin, Russell Stover's Candies. Love Taz, he was my favorite. Got an old Pet Vet. Check that thing out, like the little Tamagotchis. Old little Pet Vet. Looks like the charger to the Game Boy. All right, we got a couple boxes here. We've got Game Boy Color Frogger. I can still hear everything in there. And then we've got Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. Once again, complete. I can feel it in there. Let me see if the game is in here, because I don't recall seeing it. The game is in there. Pretty sure Frogger's probably in there as well. So we got a CIB Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color. Oh, got some more stuff here. We got Croc 2 for the Game Boy Color. Another Super Mario Land 2. And then we have another Game Boy Advanced. Black one. All right. Piece of paper down in there. We've got a Zero Tolerance game, Sega Enterprise. Got a Game Shark Pro for the Game Boy Color. So there's the game. I actually have two Game Sharks for the Game Boy Color. Oh, check this out. So it looks like a Game Boy, but this actually came with like sticks of gum. This is from, what year is this from? 1993. Oh my goodness, don't tell me the gum is still in here. Oh no, these are the cards. So check these out. Kirby's Dream Land, Yoshi's Cookie, Super Mario Land 2, and Yoshi. And they're numbered down here in the corner. That's really neat. I thought that a bunch of old crusty gum was gonna come falling out of there. All right, we have another Game Boy Color, the purple one. We have a box here. System link, yep, so I'm pretty sure one of those was definitely a link cable, because here is the box for it. And then we just got a couple of pieces of paper down in here. And that's it for box number 2. A lot of Game Boy stuff, so it's really neat to finally get this stuff out and see what all was packed away. We have one more box left. I'm pretty sure what's in this other box, but let me get it over here. All right, so we're on the last box. And judging by how heavy this is and what I can see, I'm pretty sure this is all of my old gaming magazines and some comic books and a few other odds and ends. So let's just start right here on the top. We've got some Dragon Ball Z trading cards in like these protectors with a keychain on the end of it. So that's pretty cool to see those again. This, I had always wondered what happened to this. I pulled this out of a box like probably 10 years ago. And I took the figure out and the motorcycle because the box was opened. I remember buying this when I was a kid. And I took this out to display it. And I knew that I didn't throw this box away. I just wouldn't throw away an old Power Ranger box. And I could, for the life of me, I could never figure out or remember what I did with this box. Because I went through all my Power Ranger stuff, all of my excess stuff. And all this time, it was put in this box with gaming stuff, and that's why I couldn't find it. But we've got a Power Rangers Power Playback red battle bike box, and I do have the figure and the cycle and everything that go with it. But what do we have here? Oh, this is I know what this is. This is a Toys R Us like advertisement little thing for the Skylanders. This was for Trap Team. Got the little checklist there. All right, what's over here? Looks like magazines right there. What is this? Oh, these are my old die-cast metal little Marvel figures. I got these from the Family Dollar when I was a kid. We've got Iron Man, or not Iron Man. We've got War Machine. We've got Venom, and we've got Spider-Man in his spider armor. Haven't seen those in a minute. All right, we got some comic books. We've got a Rugrats book. 1998. Rugrats. I'm going to have to give that to my wife to put on her shelf. What do we have here? Oh man, this takes me back. Look at this gold right here. So this is an old like advertisement for the systems and their accessories. I don't want to rip this. All right, we got Pokemon Stadium there. We've got all the neon, transparent, colored, fantastic systems for Nintendo 64. 99 bucks each, man, if I could go back. Oh, I remember this. I actually have this still somewhere. You got this, and then you had to go to Walmart through certain dates to get the stickers to go on it. It was a little sticker sheet. Look at this gold. Oh, let's take a look at the other side. Man, I'm going to have to get this framed. Look at all the games here. And then we got Game Boy down here. Pokemon the trading card game, one of the best Game Boy games ever made. Love that game. Oh man. I know some of you, that's going to take you back. All right, we got some comic books. We have the Pokemon Stadium book that came with the Nintendo 64. Still in the little packaging. Oh, I am gonna have to get this bad boy put in a protector or something. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, my favorite game of all time. In my opinion, the best video game ever made. As close to perfection as you can kind of get. The biggest issue ever. Nintendo Power. Oh my gosh, guys. These are gonna have all my old Nintendo Power magazines in it. All right, check that out. Now, some of these magazines, or most of these Nintendo Power magazines, were not mine. I got them from somebody else when I was a lot younger. Oh, check this out. Check out this old Half-Life poster. So it's going to have like their name and address on it. So I'm going to have to try to like blur that out just because, heck, I don't know. They could still live at that same place for all I know. Trying to undo this. It's got a little bit of stuff on it, obviously where it was stuck on a wall, but check out this old Half-Life poster. That's pretty cool. We've got Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. I'm going to go through these kind of fast. We've got Nintendo Power F-Zero X. It's got Bomberman on the front there. Oh, guys, there's a huge stack of these. Banjo-Kazooie, 1080 snowboarding, WWF Warzone. Oh, check this out. All the inserts that came with my Xbox from back in the day. This is like an advertisement, free, take one. Okay, I don't think this came with it. This was just like a little booklet advertising, showcasing some of the games and stuff. That is pretty neat. Got an old, oh, it's one of my old CRTV manuals. All right, we got a poster here. This is not a Nintendo Power. This looks like an Xbox magazine, and there's a poster in there. Free Madden 2003 strategy guide. Oh boy, Superman. Is that the Superman on 64? The second greatest game ever made? JK. Hold on, I gotta unfold this to see if this is a Superman 64 poster, because if it is, I'm gonna laugh. Superman Man of Steel. No, this is for the Xbox. The greatest. Oh my gosh, look at this. You guys are gonna have to tell me if this game was any good or not. So this is claiming to be the greatest superhero game ever made by official Xbox magazine. Was Superman the Man of Steel a really good game? Did Superman make a comeback from the disaster that was Superman on the 64? I've got to know the answer to that question. All right, we got some more posters in there. We got a code book, volume 10. Some more inserts. We've got a James Bond poster in there, it looks like. We've got some sort of a PlayStation advertisement fold-out thing here. Try not to spend too much time on every one of these inserts and what's in here. Oh boy, we got some CDs. What do we got here? Star Wars Episode 1, free trivia trading cards, includes 3 exclusive Topps cards. So that obviously must have been when Episode 1 was coming out. Inserts, Xbox advertisements. We've got a strategy guide for WWF SmackDown on the PlayStation. We've got a Game Informer. Enter the Matrix. Resident Evil 0 here on the back. More manuals. We've got an Electronic Gaming Monthly here. We've got a strategy guide for WWF Attitude. Game Pro magazine. Got Shinobi. I'm sure you guys want to like see inside of some of these magazines, but I'll have to make a separate video on that. There's just too many. We got a Game Pro here. All right, exclusive Xbox magazine. So I was a subscriber to Xbox magazine for the longest time. I even have pretty much every demo disc from like 1 through 20, I think, out of these magazines over here on the shelf. But I'm just gonna kind of show you guys some of these Xbox mags. Football cards. All right, I'm gonna find a little thing to cover up the old address that this was shipped to, just because I don't know who lives there now. But we've got from Unreal there, we got Xbox, what, issue number 10. So that was issue number 10. We got Star Wars RPG. This was issue number 5 there. We got a Spy Hunter poster. We've got a PlayStation magazine with Twisted Metal Black there on the front. Superman, there it is again, Xbox magazine, issue number 6. Oh, that's a pretty cool magazine. I might have to get that put in a protector and display that. Xbox versus GameCube, Electronic Gaming Monthly. This thing is huge. That's pretty cool. December 2001 on that. Tips and Tricks. Man, do you guys remember Tips and Tricks magazine? Oh, all this stuff is taking me back. It's got all the codes in the back, walkthroughs, strategies, previews. Got a football magazine from Beckett there. Football card collecting. Got a Batman poster here. Got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, issue number 4 from 2002. The Lord of the Rings, issue number 3, Xbox magazine. Toy Fair magazine. Oh my gosh, guys, the nostalgia is just slapping me in the face right now. Do you guys remember Toy Fair magazine? Told you the value of all these old toys, opened and sealed. Had funny, inappropriate jokes in it. Oh man, awesome, awesome, awesome. They just don't do stuff like this anymore. All right, we have issue number 2. We have a sealed issue number 3. So I don't know why I have 2 of those. We've got issue number 7 there with Brute Force. Not a great game. PlayStation Magazine. This is a hefty magazine. This is from November 2001. It's got Grand Theft Auto 3 there on the front of it. Game Pro Magazine. Another pretty thick magazine here. It's got Luigi's Mansion on the front. PlayStation Mag, Medal of Honor Frontline. Another Xbox magazine. This is issue number 12. Electronic Gaming Monthly. Got Maximo on the front, March 2002. All right, this is... What issue is this? I don't see it on here. Oh yeah, issue number 11. Got Dead or Alive on there. Another... Man, Electronic Gaming Monthly was a big magazine. This is from January 2003. Electronic Gaming Monthly. This is from September 2002. Electronic Gaming Monthly. 2002, October. Splinter Cell. This is issue number 13. And we've got issue number 14 here, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers from Xbox Magazine. All right, what do we have here? More Xbox stuff. We've got some comic books, Spawn, Witchblade. Some more Spawn magazines. Spider-Man, Deathmate. Oh no, this is my Zelda poster. Oh, you guys, check this out. Nintendo Power, The Legend of Zelda poster. I am going to have to get this framed. Whew, gotta be careful, gotta be careful. Xbox 100th anniversary. So this is from way later on with BioShock 2 on it. And then check this out. Pokemon, the official Nintendo Player's Guide from Nintendo Power. Oh man, look at all, it's still got all the stickers in it. It's awesome. All right, we're almost done. Looks like a few more. What are these, comic books? Another Toy Fair magazine from 2000. I think these are all comics. So we got some Spawn comics, Cable, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, 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 Howard the Duck, Wolverine there, Spider-Man, Deadpool, got Magneto. All right, and that's it, guys. Oh, that was crazy. All right, normally, like if this was a haul video, I would put everything back in the kind of shot to see what we got, but this was just way too much stuff, and most of it was magazines, so I'm not going to be able to really display all those. It would take up way too much space, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because I have not taken that stuff out of those boxes in a really long time, and honestly, I forgot I had half of this stuff. But some of this stuff I'm going to have to get put in some protective cases. I want to save some of these gaming boxes, especially these two right here. These need to go in cases, considering how good a condition these boxes are still in. Some of these Super and N64 boxes, a couple of these magazines. Yeah, I'm just going to have to put this stuff out so it can be enjoyed. But I appreciate you guys joining me and going through memory lane here, going through some of these boxes. And I'm sure some of that brought back some memories for you guys as well. So until next time, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will see you next video.